Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sports Today. The build-up has started for the India versus Zimbabwe ODI series, and today we are joined by none other than former cricketer Paul Valthaty, who will, of course, be one of the experts for Sony during this particular series. Paul, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm good, Shane. Thank you very much.
Right. So let's just get to the questions. So the first question, obviously, there's a lot of talk about the returning skipper, and that's, of course, Rahul. Now, do you think that a good series for him as a captain will actually quell some doubts? Because there were a lot of doubts over his captaincy when he was leading India during the South Africa series as well, and even during the IPL for that matter.
Look, he's been a proven performer as a captain, especially in the IPL. He's led his team to the playoffs. He's still on a learning curve as far as international captaincy is concerned. We've got a very strong captain in Rohit. So I'm sure Rohit now and then will pass on the secrets of the trade to KL. And eventually we'll see a good contender once Rohit decides to move on. And KL, I think, is very competent. He's been an absolute superstar with the bat. And I'm sure this is just a learning curve for him as far as captaincy is concerned. And finally, he will overcome that.
Yeah, but obviously, you do make a good point about it being a learning curve. But there's also a train of thought that it was a little unfair to kind of replace Shikhar Dhawan, who would actually led India to a ODI series win in West Indies and done pretty decently as a captain. Do you think it's a fair call to make, or do you think that this is one of those things that just kind of happens?
One thing, Shane, in the team environment, and it's quite clear, there's a lot of clarity in this team between the selectors, the team management, and the board. So Rohit is our designated captain, and KL is the designated vice captain. And I think they delayed the announcement of KL being the captain, probably waiting for his fitness test results. And once that had been cleared, eventually the reins were given to KL. And I'm sure Shikhar Dhawan must be in the know about this. And so once the vice captain, the designated vice captain is fit, obviously the captaincy is given to him once your main captain is not available.
Right. And obviously, it's not just KL. This is going to be a series where a lot of, players are coming back who'd be kind of interested to kind of, cement their spaces, make the most of these chances. One who I think more eyes would be on than most would be Deepak Hooda. Because again, he got named in the Asia Cup squad. He's replaced someone like Shreyas Iyer. So do you think there's going to be a lot of focus on him, especially considering that he can float through the batting order and also bowl? He was bowling in the ODIs in West Indies as well.
Especially lovely. So Deepak Hooda, for me personally, is very heartening to see him find his feet in international cricket. I've played a lot of cricket with him at the domestic level, at the local level. He did really well in the Island series. And as you mentioned about his bowling, I'm sure the team management knows how handy he could be with his off spin. And if you go back to the 2011 team where we had Yuvraj Singh bowling, Virat Kohli bowling a few overs, we had Sehwag, Sachin rolling their arm over. So Deepak Hooda sort of gives that extra cushion, extra balance to this team. So him probably keeping his form good right up to the selection and into probably the World Cup. That'll be really handy for the Indian team if Deepak Hooda could probably take that 5, 6, or 7 number and also could bowl a few handy overs. So that'll really add to the balance of this ever so strong Indian team.
Right. Now, obviously, we've spoken a lot about India, but Zimbabwe are coming into the series with a bit of confidence. They beat Bangladesh in both the ODI and T20I series. And one of their players, Innocent Kaya, has come out and said that we are confident that we can win this series. Do you think this is overconfidence, or do you think he's actually, feeling good at this moment? So he said what he said. This is just a case of him feeling confident, not overconfident.
Innocent must be very innocent in his comments. I'm sure he must be just confident, and he probably got 100 in the Bangladesh series. So it's really good, that the team, the confidence, the team morale is really high, and they finally have an opportunity to play against the big boys of the international circuit. Yes, they are playing in their home conditions, and they're just coming out of a series win. So they might, in their head, feel that they could be a handful for this Indian team. Having said that, yes, in the ODI rankings, it looks as if it's the number 3 versus the number 15 playing in this series. It might not be that one-sided, according to me, because the only reason that a lot of cricketers are coming, or rather making their comeback, like KL Rahul, Deepak Chahar, Kuldeep Yadav. We've got new faces in Rahul Tripathi, Shahbaz Ahmed. So, they could be a handful. But having said that, the only reason I don't see them going past the Indian team is I don't see a lot of potency in their spin department. I feel that our middle order and our top order will relish their spin. And the tall, lanky bowler, Richard Garawa, he's quite a handful with the new ball. So if India are put into bat early on and, Garawa can make a few inroads with that new ball, we could be on the back foot a bit. But I don't see them going past, only because the only main reason I don't see their spin department being that potent and troubling our batsmen who are anyways excellent players of spin.
Right. And lastly, obviously, you did say that there's a lot of players. Yeah, you named a few as well. Who do you think you'd be most excited to see, and why would that be the case from the Indian ranks? Because there's quite a few players who'd be looking to make a chance or make the most of this chance.
Right. I was keenly waiting for the comeback of Washington Sundar, especially after his extremely fruitful stint with the Lancashire team. But unfortunately, the poor boy got injured again, and Shahbaz Ahmed has replaced him. I don't see Shahbaz Ahmed probably getting a game in the first 2 ODIs, probably a third game if the Indian team management decide to give him a go. I would keenly be following Shardul Thakur. I've played a lot of cricket with him in Mumbai, and I feel somehow he's gone off the boil with especially white ball cricket. And once he gets his outswinger, he's quite potent, quite handful. And he, along with Deepak Hooda, could give that cushion, that balance to this Indian team. So along with Shardul Thakur, there's Kuldeep Yadav, whom I'm a great fan of, who did really well in the IPL. KL Rahul, Deepak Chahar is someone who I'm sure all of us would be following very keenly, how he's going to be back with his rhythm, with his outswing, with his handy batting down the order. From the Zimbabwe side, we've got, as I mentioned, Richard Garawa, the tall, lanky bowler. They've got Sikandar Raza, who's been a loyal servant for them. He's amongst the runs. Then Innocent Kaya has got 100, and a few exciting players, all-rounders are there. So all in all, this could be a good series. This could be a good sort of what do you say, a good launching pad for the Indian team for the Asia Cup that's going to be following this Zimbabwe series.
Yeah, we're certainly all hoping that it'll be a good series, especially for the players who are getting that chance. Now, thank you all so much, of course, for joining us in this program. Thank you, Paul, especially for joining us in this interaction. Don't forget, to you, all of you, our dear viewers, if you enjoyed this video, you can like, share, subscribe, drop us a comment, of course, follow us across platforms. And don't forget that if you're a cricket fan in the subcontinent, you can catch the India-Zimbabwe series on the Sony Sports Network. Paul, thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you, Shane. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you.